see I set up my live thumbnail a little bit differently today, and I cannot get on that scheduled page that I had for some reason. I put it as webcam, and I filmed these on my mobile. So I'm just gonna look for this live, and I'm sure some people will start coming in. Let me see. I have to pull it up on my iPad just so that I can see my face and see that we are going. Okay, I see it here. Okay. Okay, Tina and my mom are here. And Diane. I see everyone now. Okay, great. Sorry for the confusion. So I'm gonna wait. Oh, and Deborah's here. Paula, okay. Awesome. So today I'm going to be working with our new Easter or Hoppy Easter card kit. So the card kit includes this paper pad, this little wheelbarrow bunny, a layering egg stencil, and then a Carrot Patch Bunnies stamp set. So I'm gonna be using the stamp and the paper for my cards today. There is also coordinating dies for the bunnies that I will pull in. And in my, hello guys, sorry if you came from the last post, I put a banner up thinking I could use that when I go live, but I used it for my webcam, so I couldn't use my webcam, I used my phone. So, but I see that there's 10 people here, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, are we still good? Let me wait for it to show up on my screen. There we go, okay. And I'm gonna twist this around. Sorry for the technical difficulties today. I had 2 really good lives, and now I am struggling a bit here. Okay, I think we're good. All right, for those of you that are just popping in, I'm gonna be using our Hoppy Easter card kit, and I'm mainly going to be using the Carrot Patch Bunny stamp and coordinating dies. All right. Okay, it's looking good. So I'm gonna get started. And I wanted to use my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I haven't used those in a while. So here are all my zigs. I just put them in these little baskets because the container it comes in was driving me crazy because they would like slip and slide. So, and I think I have the 56 set. They're not my go-tos. I prefer Copics, but I just wanted to do something different today. So I'm gonna grab some Bristol cardstock. And I have several scraps here that I can stamp on. And I would like to create a scene card today. So I'm actually, I think, gonna just use all the images from the stamp set because I'm going to be creating a slimline card. And I did draw inspiration from Brenda Noel on our design team. She made a cute little scene with this little bunny butt down here. And I thought that was really cute. And you know what? I don't need all these actually. Let me chop down a piece of 8.5 by 3.5, and I'm gonna lay out my stamps to see how many I need, because I do wanna stay within that 1 hour cap. So go ahead and pull out my trimmer. And I just have a scrap of paper here. I'm going to trim that down to 3.5. Actually, let's go down to 3, because I want to use, or actually 2 3/4 maybe, because I'd like to use a piece of pattern paper in the background. So then, instead of doing 8.5, 2 3/4. So I went 1, 2, 3 down. So 1, 2, 3 down here. So this is 7 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I'm just using this scrap to lay out my stamps. So I definitely want this bunny butt in the center, and then have some flowers around. I might even tuck in these little shovels and rakes. And then I think I can only fit one other bunny here. So I think the one that proportionately works the best is this standing bunny that's holding carrots. And then it'd be cute to have the bag of carrots, but I kind of like the flowers more. So I think I'm gonna use the flowers. You can put the little carrot bucket down here. That'd be kind of cute. I'll have a butterfly. I want to have several carrots just like on the floor. Yeah. You see, I'm missing one small image there. And you know what? I could scatter these apart more so it fills that area a little bit better. Yeah, that should be good. And then, like I said, I'm gonna stamp a lot of extra carrots. And that's kind of how my scene is going to end up looking. So if you are struggling on scene building, I encourage you to just take off all your stamps in a stamp set that you like and arrange them onto the card panel you want to work with, or the size, shall I say, that you want to work with. And then that can give you an idea of what the scene is going to look like. And I think that's really cute. I will add a sentiment on this. And I think I love no bunny but you makes the most sense, and it fits perfectly up there. And then I'm gonna have pattern paper in the background. That's why this is kind of condensed, but I really wanna use some pattern paper today, so I like that. So we're gonna use these stamps and my Bristol cardstock. And I have several scraps of Bristol here. So I'm gonna grab my Misty. And hello everyone in the chat. I'm sorry, I'm not really looking because this is my first live where I didn't really prep anything. So I'm going into this with not a single plan. Like I said, I just mapped out all of the stamps and I'm just kind of winging it. But I kind of have a vague idea of what I want to do. And I think it'll look cute. All right, so that should fit on that size. And I'm going to use VersaFine ink, and then I'm going to clear heat emboss it just so that that ink will dry. And I think, let me make sure I'm in camera here, using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. This is my favorite ink. I use it for alcohol and watercolor. So it will smudge with alcohol markers. So I always heat set with clear powder when I am Copic coloring. And you can watercolor with this ink, you just have to make sure it fully dries. And we don't have time for it to dry, so I'm going to clear heat set this ink, and that'll make it easier for me to watercolor. All right, so that stamping's pretty good. No! You guys saw it first. Oh, man. This happens so much, and through the power of editing, I can completely delete that footage, but we're live, so we're gonna try again. Let me know if that happens to you guys, because it happens all the time for me. All right, let's try again, and we're just gonna go once and hope for the best. All right. This piece is a little smaller, so I'm just moving it around. And I just did it again. Okay, today might not be my day for crafting. Let's try again on the back side. All right. Let's see, that looks okay. So let's go ahead. Just give it a good smush so that hopefully I won't risk that happening again. Okay, that's pretty good. So I got those, and then did I have other images or just the stamps, the sentiment? Okay, I think that's it. So I'm gonna set that aside. And then oh, you know what? I wanted extra carrots. So let me grab the carrots off of here. I'll leave these to clean after the live. And I think I want some more carrots. So I'm gonna do that with a block, just to make my life a little bit easier. And I'm not sure if I want the sentiment. Yeah, let's just stamp the sentiment, why not? I was debating on like gold heat embossing it, or, you know what would be cute is if I white heat embossed it on black cardstock. So I might do that later, we'll see. I just want a couple carrots. So I think that's good enough. All right, oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that. Wait, what did I miss, Shannon? All you missed was me stamping and failing. I did a mishap here, but that's all I've been doing so far. All right, so I have my big clear embossing powder. And a folded scrap of paper. And I almost always, even if I'm using Memento ink, I always like to heat emboss, or even if I'm not coloring, I meant to say. It adds a really pretty shine, and it just ensures that nothing is gonna smudge, because VersaFine ink takes quite a bit of time to fully dry by itself. All right, I'm gonna step aside and heat set this. Hopefully it won't be too noisy. It's a little bit further away from my desk area, so hold on tight. All right. Yes, so you can kind of see that shine, maybe, that the embossing powder leaves. And then it completely dries that ink underneath, so there might be a little bit of smudging from my experience with zigs, but I don't mind it because I really like that bold, crisp, black image. All right, so here are my zigs. And I'm only gonna do 2 color blends. I don't wanna go crazy with this. So, yeah, I like these colors for the carrots. And I don't know if I can zoom in here or not. There we go. I think that's good enough zoom. All right. And when I color, I go with my dark color first, then my light color, and then I'll go in with a water brush. So let me grab one of those. All right, and I also got a little pot of water that I'll have to the side of me. All right. So I'm just gonna take that ink and just transfer it over to that side where that white area was, and then I will get that rest of the ink onto a paper towel. So let's do that to all the carrots. And this is really a quick process. And some of these tiny carrots like these, I'm not even gonna add a second color because the water acts as a shading color as my highlight. And with the zigs, you don't have to add water. As you can see, they blend together really well without water, especially if you use Bristol. That is my biggest tip because I had zigs for a while and I was using regular watercolor paper and I just was not getting really great results with that. So actually I'll go, after I color this, I will show you the paper I'm using in case you're interested. And I feel like zigs just kind of wiped off the planet. No one's using them anymore, but they were kind of fun. I definitely prefer alcohol markers, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to do this. And I think this would be really pretty if you stamp these images out with a light beige ink and did no line coloring because these images are drawn in a storybook style. So yeah, so like these, I think I'm just gonna add 1 color. There's no point in adding 2. And I'm adding just the tiniest bit of ink. I've had these for at least 5 years now, and they are still fully, there's tons of ink in these because I just hardly touch them to paper. I use mainly my water. And I'm using a very damp brush. This is not soaked. But I do, as you can see, I go for all the pieces that have the same color so that I don't have to constantly wipe off my brush. I can just go on right to the next image. And because I clear heat emboss this, I'm staying pretty well within the lines because the embossing powder creates a bit of a well and keeps the color inside that well, which is kind of nice. If I want more dimension, I can always go back in with my marker while it's still wet and it'll blend really nicely. All right, let me check out the chat right now. Yeah, my mom said this is faster than alcohol markers. I would agree. Even though I'm still shading, it is a lot faster than Copic coloring. All right, so now I need a little gray, or do I want to do brown bunnies? I think I want to do brown bunnies. So, let's see. I like these two, but they might be too far off. So I'm gonna test them on the side here. Yeah, no, I like that. Okay. I have never tried zigs before. They're really fun. They used to be, I think, really popular, and then people suddenly kind of stopped using them, but they're very easy to use. And you get a lot of dimension with very little work. You can see I'm barely adding any color directly from the marker to the paper. It's because these are highly pigmented and they move very, very well with water. And I think I'm gonna make these bunnies the same color, so. Debating on making his feet a little bit lighter. I think I'll do that. So I'm only gonna add the dark color to his belly, or I guess his butt. And then I'm gonna take the lighter marker and just go over the dark one and pull it more towards the center. And these markers blend beautifully together. Don't even have to add water, but I do leave quite a bit of highlight in the center. I'm someone that really likes that contrast. Some people don't make as big of a highlight as I do, but I don't know, I kind of like a bright center. And I missed his little paws here, so let me add that. And I think these little bunnies are so cute. I illustrated them to match the die cut bunnies that we brought out in the Easter collection. And with stamps, I can add a lot more detail. So I think these just turned out really cute. All right, so for the feet, I'm only gonna add this marker. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of pigment to the bottom of the foot. I'll also do that for the tail. So I want those a little bit lighter than the bunnies. All right, so you can see I left all that white space. I'm gonna go ahead, take my brush, I dipped it in a little bit of water. I'll tap off the excess. And we'll start with the lighter feet first. And the little tail. And then I'll go in and do the bodies, which will be a little bit darker. And I'm starting by pulling that darker color to the white areas. You can just see how lovely that looks. Very dimensional. Remember to not go with a super duper wet brush because then you will get watercolor spots. But some people like that look, so it's up to you. I am gonna go in while this bunny is still wet. I'm gonna grab a pink marker and give him some pink cheeks. And then that'll blend in with that water that's still there. Yes, my mom will do a couple drawings. We're gonna give away the card kit that I'm using. So I showed the card kit at the beginning of the video. I'm only going to be using the stamp set and the paper pad. But there's also a really cute layering stencil and a bunny die cut. So we're going to give away the card kit. And then we will give away the Carrot Patch Bunny stamp set. right, so I think that's cute. Also gonna make his feet pink. And his ears. Yeah, they're fun giveaways. We're really trying to get some people to come to these lives, and I feel like giveaways are a great little incentive for people to come. Be sure to tell your friends, guys, because I'm trying to make it my mission to bring out 3 lives a month. And this is just a great way for us to craft together. All right, I'm gonna give him, whoa, that's a really pigmented blue. Okay, that's why you always test your colors first. There's no going back, so I'm gonna have to go with this. But I'm not gonna add a lot of color here because I can already tell that that color is gonna spread like wildfire. Okay. Oop, okay, so there's an example where my brush was a little bit too wet. So I just blotted it off a little bit off camera. And we'll go back in and fill the rest of that area. Okay. I realized I just missed a part of his arm there, so fill that in. And we have the grass. And I want to do like a pretty bright colored grass. So I have a pretty, well, okay, I'm going to do 2 colors. I will do the color I added for the carrots at the very bottom, and then I'll pull that color up with the lime green. All right, so I have blue on my brush, making sure that that is completely off. Again, I have too much water. So just took some of that off. So is anyone else tonight crafting? What are you guys working on? Or are you just hanging out watching my live? Let's see who's in the chat. I see Brian's here. The giveaway is going to be the card kit, the completed card kit with the paper, the die, and the stamp and stencil. And then we'll also do a giveaway for just the stamp set that I'm using. So we're gonna wait for a little bit more people to show up so that everyone has a good chance at winning. And then we'll do the first giveaway. I got a little bit of green on his foot there. And what you can do to try to save it, it might not be savable. Sometimes I'll just dab that area with clean water and try to blot it up. It helped a little bit, but not much. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of pigment to the bottom here. This will be die cut, so I don't know how much of this we're gonna end up seeing, but I thought I'd add that anyway. All right, then we're gonna do the fence post. And I'm not gonna try to color that, it's kind of a small space. I'm gonna fill that in completely, and then up here, Do a little bit of shading. Still want to make sure you can read that it says Cottontail Farm. So I left quite a bit of white space there. You can see I can just kind of swirl the water right on top, and you get so much dimension. I love these markers. Okay. Then I want this to look like a terracotta pot, so I have a reddish brownish color. For that pot. Then I'm gonna add dark brown for the dirt up here. I am using Bristol paper. I think it's a type of watercolor paper, but this is the only paper I'll use with my zigs. Watercolor paper does not work very well. Let me actually grab the paper I use so you can see. A little bit more color here to these carrots. Yes, so the paper I'm using is Strathmore Bristol, and I buy it from Michael's. And it comes with a lot of sheets. I would say, and they're huge sheets. So I've had the same pack of Bristol probably for 2 or 3 years, and I haven't even gone through half of it yet. So, but I don't watercolor very often. I'm definitely more of a Copic person, but I just want to do something different today. All right. So now let's do the little tulips and the daffodils. And if you recognize these images, they are from our stencil, our layering stencil set, which I used in a recent video. I'm sorry, my little cat is wheezing. I think he's got a hairball. Don't worry, he's fine. Let me see. Okay, well, I guess I lost the lid to this one. Hopefully it has ink. Not much, but we'll make it work. I'm gonna go for pink tulips. Hopefully I can find that lid. I assume it's in here because it wasn't that dry. All right, and then I'll add a little bit of light pink also. Yeah, I heard Bristol is good for all kinds of watercolor, not just zigs, so. And what I like is it's smooth. There's no texture on it. Like some watercolor has a lot of texture. This one's completely smooth. Okay. I think I'm gonna use the same colors I used on the grass for these. And you might be noticing that I tend to put my highlights at the base and towards the edges because I like center highlights. Okay. And I kind of want like an even brighter green for these daffodils. So we'll try that combo. All right, then we have to obviously do yellow daffodils. And then I think I want to do a purplish butterfly. Oh, see, I didn't wipe off my paintbrush, so that had a little bit of yellow, and of course, purple and yellow are complementary, so they make brown together. Well, let's see if I think it's getting better here. That looks okay. All right. So I have all of my pieces. Oh, I've just found 2 more carrots. Let me finish those. And we have the carrots, top the carrots. All right, that's it. So that wasn't too bad. Now I'm going to die cut these out, and I'm gonna pull in my manual die cut machine so that hopefully it's not so loud. And I store these capsized down so that I can see the colors. But I did just pour them all out because I was looking for that cap, which I still can't find. Oh well. All right. Oh, is that it? Yeah, I found it. Okay. Found the cap. Yeah, these pens, I don't think they're too expensive. I know Arteza has some too. And I have the pack of, I think 50. And I haven't found like that I need more than the amount that they provide in that set. All right. So I'm gonna grab the coordinating dies. Oh yeah, I have my muted colors in a different bag because I use these a lot for like animals and skin tones. All right, and I am going to, I think, tape these down. We did all that coloring. I don't want to risk it shifting in the die cut machine. All right, so Mom, can you do the first giveaway? I think we have 27 people. That's a good time to do the first one. And this is going to be for the Carrot Patch Bunny stamp set that I am working with. Now there is a 20% off sale going on right now. It ends at midnight. So if you guys want to use the products that I am featuring, definitely use that code. The card kit is not a part of that sale, but the stamp set I'm using is. Yes, please like and subscribe. This helps other people see the live. Okay, so it looks like the winner is Tina Dorrington. Tina was the first person at the live, so congrats, Tina. Yeah, I see, Mommy. I saw Tina won. Congrats, Tina. All right, we'll do one more live at the end for the entire card kit, which that is, I think, a $73 value. So that is a really, that's our biggest prize that we've done yet. So definitely stick around till the end. Okay, so that's not gonna work. The butterfly is too close to the carrot. So what I'll do is move this carrot over to here. Okay, I'm missing a carrot. Here we go. And then I'll also, this die set includes the coordinating dies. So I'm gonna cut, I think this sentiment looks a little bit better. Or does this one? Yeah, this one looks good. Okay. All right, and then once these are die cut, the card design I have in my head should not be super time consuming. So here's my little, oh, let me zoom out. I don't know if I can zoom out. Hold on. All right, there we go. I think that zoomed out a little bit. Okay, so I have my little big kick. This is basically just the smaller version of the Big Shot. And I like it. So that's what we're gonna use. I usually use my Gemini, but that is very loud and I don't want to hurt your ears. So we're gonna use this instead. It's a lot smaller than my Gemini, but it works because I'm only doing one card. You guys know, if you follow me, that I like to make multiple cards like in the same day. So I tend to figure out what I'm gonna do. I stamp, color, die cut everything before I assemble those cards I had planned out. So I do prefer the larger die cut machines, but if you are just looking to spend an hour or two in the craft room and just make a single card, these machines are great for that. And they're pretty inexpensive. All right, so I love, oh, and the die includes the pieces on the inside, which is kind of nice. And I just love that white border. And we got the daffodils that also have the inside piece. And let my mom know in the chat I'm kind of glancing back and forth, but I'm mainly paying attention to my card. Let my mom know what day you guys prefer the lives. I still haven't done a weekend or an afternoon. I know some of the international people have been requesting that. So I will plan on scheduling one in the afternoon on a weekend in March. But please let me know what day of the week works best, what time. I've been doing 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. and I like both of those. It seems like the turnout is about the same. Make sure if you just came into the chat or into the live, make sure you comment because my mom will be doing one more giveaway at the end of this video, and you have to have a comment in the chat so that my mom can pick you. Okay. Monday, early evening. So would that be like 5 or 6? Mickey said now is perfect for me. I like doing them at night, but I don't know if people are eating dinner or maybe later is better. I don't know. Or earlier. 7 p.m. Monday or Wednesday early evening is preferred. So would early evening be 5 or 6? I like now as well. Okay, I think I'll stick with 7 to 8 p.m. That's a time that works really well for me because I tend to draw. I don't know about you, but I like to work at night. Most of my job is illustrating. So right now I'm illustrating for the May collection or the June collection. And I'm someone that will pretty much work from like 11 to 8 or 9 or 10, depending on how much work I have to do. All right. Okay, so I think we just have one more carrot left. Yeah, I work a lot. My mom helps me too. But the saying goes, if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like a job. So I don't mind working extra. All right, we got one more cut. All right, so all of them cut nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on my shelf. And then right now, you guys, if you see my videos, you know I put my stuff on magnet sheets, but I haven't made a magnet sheet for this set yet. So I'm gonna keep them in my Ziploc bag for now. So here are all of our die cuts. And so now this next part should be pretty quick. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to use Bristol because Bristol not only is great for watercoloring, which is what we just did, but I love, and I forgot how much I love Bristol for ink blending. So let me grab another sheet that's big enough. And I'm going to cut that down. to 2 3/4 by, what is this again? To 7 3/4. All right. And my thought here is that I do not want to add any grass or any fence, which is always like what I tend to do. I really just want to make the stamps shine. So what I'm gonna do is basically just create a line of color for the grass and a line of color for the sky. So what I'll do is I need a mask to do that. And this was inspired by actually 2 design team members, or one was a special guest designer, Larissa, and one is one of our full-time members, Brenda. Both of them kind of created a similar ink blend. And I'm going to use Lucky Clover and Twisted Citron for the grass. Oh, and it looks like my mom is dropping links to the products I'm using. Thank you, Mom. All right, so I don't even think that's even. Hold on, I'm gonna use my grid mat, and look at that, I did a diagonal, so let me fix that. Using my grid mat to line that up as best as I can. Okay. So I want to use Lucky Clover at the bottom. And here you're going to see how awesome this Bristol paper blends ink. There's like no harsh lines. All right, so we have Lucky Clover down. And then we're gonna go into Twisted Citron. Oh, thank you, Deborah. That's so sweet. My mom comes up with the pop-ups, and I think you guys are really gonna love the March collection. I mean, not the March, the April collection. It has a book theme. All right, I think I'm going a little too heavy-handed with this. So I kind of want to redo it. Right after I said, oh, look how perfect this blends. And it's not the paper, it's because I just went in with way too much ink. I liked what I first had, and then the Twisted Citron kind of ruined it. So there is 2 sides to every paper. Let's go ahead and try that again. So I'm flipping this over. And I know most people are gonna be like, it looks fine, but I am OCD when it comes to perfection. Okay, let's try again. Going back, and you know what? I think I'm gonna start with Twisted Citron this time. And I'm going with a much, much lighter hand here. I kind of want to stick with the pastel colors that I used on my bunnies. So what I just had was like just too pigmented for me. Ah! And again, I still am going in with a heavy hand. So I gotta lighten up my grip a little bit here. And I might not even use the Lucky Clover. Kind of thinking I just want to stick with one green because I'm still pretty heavy-handed. what's happening. Hold on. There we go. You know what? I'm not really liking this either. All right, I don't know what's happening here. Let's just keep working with it, and it might just have to be darker than I want it to be. Maybe Bristol isn't good for ink blending. Maybe it's just what I remember it being. I'm gonna try Nina. Sorry guys. This is what we get for being live. Now you guys see why my videos end up being like 9 hours long. It's because I have to delete a lot of footage where stuff like this happens. All right, I'm gonna try Nina. It could just be like one of those days, but it could also be the paper I'm using. So scratch that. I said Bristol is a good paper. I don't know if it's a good paper or not. But one paper that always works for me is Nina. So we're gonna try that. Half, 1, 2, 3. Someone says maybe water paper absorbs too much ink. You might be right. I mean, that makes sense. For some reason, I just remember that paper being good, but I don't, clearly not. All right, let me do another mask. I'm determined to make this look good. And I promise, after this is blended, all I have to do is arrange my stamps, so. All right. All right, maybe this time I'm not even gonna ink up my brush because clearly I'm putting too much ink. And now I have like no ink going down, but you know what? We're just gonna take our time with this and build up the color. And if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna go for grass and a fence because that's what I always end up doing. I just really wanted to try this. And I feel like I'm getting the same results. So hold on. I'm not liking this either. Okay, I'm just gonna finish it. We're gonna take the mask off because I might just be dramatic right now. I might look perfectly fine. Notice how I haven't inked this up once? I think there's just too much ink on my brush. All right, but this might be okay. Let's see. And distress inks do kind of, you know what, that's gonna be fine. A lot of this is gonna be covered by the stamps and I'm overthinking it. So we'll move on. And then I'm gonna do the sky. And hopefully, that is a little crooked, yikes. Let me see. All right, we're gonna ignore that. and work on the sky. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of that green showing. Otherwise we might get a weird white line in the middle. So I am gonna just show a little bit of that green peeking through. Move my tape pieces. All right. And again, I don't even think I'm gonna add any ink. I'm just gonna use whatever is on my brush for my blue brush. I know, I'm having so much trouble today. Actually, okay, the blue is working better because I really want a light blue sky. And there's not as much ink on this brush, so I think I'm gonna get something I like with this. All right, I think this is looking a lot better than the grass. This just shows though, we all have those days. So if you feel like it's one of those days where nothing you make looks like you think nothing you're doing looks good, just push through it, because I guarantee you this looks a little bit messy. But with all of our beautiful coloring, I think it's gonna end up looking pretty cute. And that's very cute. Okay, I think I'm gonna move him down. And I normally add foam dots, but I don't think I will, because I might actually mail this card. So I think we're just gonna glue everything flat, but that's kind of cute. I'm happy with that. Oh wait, I wanted to put my butterfly there. Actually, no, I like that better, like that. Okay. And you guys know I usually stack up my die cuts, but I didn't prep for this video, so I think we're just gonna glue it flat. But I do really like the look of stacking up die cuts. Especially in this case, I would pop up, you know what, let's pop up this bunny and probably the bunny butt. And then we'll glue the rest flat. I'll also pop up the sentiment. Yeah, so all I used is the stamp set here. I didn't use any other dies, although I was tempted to use grass and a fence. I just really wanted to focus on this stamp and mainly feature the coloring. Oh wait, I just said I'd pop it up, but it's too late now. I glued it down. If you guys were recreating this card, I would pop it up. But for time purposes, since I'm already over an hour, let's go ahead and just finish this up. I did fold in that butterfly so his wings are popped up. So that's like the only dimension. Okay, thank you guys. You guys are giving me so much support. If you guys are new to the chat, I messed up my stamping too. Okay. And all we have is the sentiment and all right, then all that's left is that we need a card base and pattern paper, and I really want to use more yellow. So I'm thinking I want to use the yellow that I used in my graphic for today's video, which is these hopping bunnies. This is from the Hoppy Easter paper pad. That's part of the card kit. And Mama, I'm about to finish this up, so if you want to pick the card kit winner, go for it. Oh, you know what? This might not work because I need horizontal, which would mean that these bunnies are upside down. But look how cute that would have been. I can look at the orange, maybe. Or the carrots are also cute, but I think that'd be too much. Yeah. Gotta do the orange. The orange is cute, but I like the yellow more. Do you guys think I should just go for plain yellow cardstock or go for the gingham orange? Because I like both, but I definitely like the yellow more. Try blue. Again, I have the wrong bunnies. Definitely think I like the yellow or the orange. Maybe pink? I do have a pink gingham. That's kind of cute. The orange matches the carrots. Yeah, I agree. Tina says yellow. Deborah says gingham orange. What about the gingham pink? How are we feeling about the pink? Try the orange or pink. Pink. I'm gonna let my mom decide. My mom says pink, which is both of our favorite colors. So I actually probably should not have asked her for that deciding factor, but I like the pink too. And this one I'm gonna cut to 3.5 by 8.5. I love this paper because you can use it for slimline cards. Yeah, that's really cute. Okay, I do want to pop this up. So let me grab my cheap foam tape. Oh, it's right here. Because I didn't add any dimension to my die cuts, I feel like it definitely needs to be popped up. So this is some really cheap U-line foam tape. I actually would not suggest buying this because it's extremely sticky and it's hard to take the backer off of it. But it's really nice for stuff like this where I have to cover a big area with foam. All right. Okay, my mom is drawing the final winner. She put everyone's name in a random generator. That's pretty funny. See what I mean? It's hard to take this backer off. Yeah, I love slimline cards for building big scenes like this. And I think it needs a little bit of embellishments. So let me see what I have. I think I might do yellow because I really just want a little bit of yellow. Actually, this gem mix has all the colors I used. So let me see. I got purple and yellow. Really want to use yellow. Let me see purple. The purple is cuter. Ugh, the yellow is just not working out for me today. I think we'll go with purple. And we could add yellow to the center of the flower. No. We'll stick with purple. Always lay out my sequins first, because sometimes I don't want sequins. But I don't know. Do you guys think I should add these sequins or not? I'm so indecisive today. Paula. Yay, Paula. Which Paula? The winner is Paula J. Congrats, Paula. So Tina and Paula, can you guys email me? And I will send out your prize this week. Okay, someone says I like the sequins. I'm gonna go ahead and commit to that. And then that finishes off the card. Thank you guys all for coming. I really appreciate your time. I will, if you are part of the Facebook group, that is where I schedule these lives. So if you have not joined our Facebook fan group yet, definitely check that out. It's called the Scrappy Tails Crafters on YouTube. And I will be posting the March calendar very soon. There's also a challenge over there, and I'm giving away a $50 gift card. That ends on the last day of February. So definitely tag your projects to enter that giveaway and join the Facebook group to see that. And then also keep a lookout for that March live calendar. I'll have that posted in the next week or so. Yes, and my mom just reminded me that there is a 20% off sale that ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. The coupon code is HOP and SHOP 20. And that does include our new Easter collection. So I will add this to a slimline card base, but I think this looks really cute. Hop and Shop 20. All right, I'm gonna switch to the overhead camera. All right. So that finishes off our really cute card today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.